Rob, it's term 2, it's winter, it's getting progressively darker and colder, but we're not going there.
No, we're not. We're going to ignore that.
Rob, so Coach in the Class, I've seen you've put up some lessons, but there's only half the content there.
I know. Sorry, Helen. But I think we discovered some important lessons.
We're learning. This is a big learning curve for us too.
I thought having a full-time job teaching, experiencing Coach in the Class from the receiving end would be fabulous.
And it was.
No, it was totally fabulous. But I realized what happened then is that we didn't give enough support to our writers, who are all full-time teachers. And we really needed to give them that guidance and input along in the process, like we do with our kids at school, where we
to make sure the product is.
Yeah, because that's what we're developing new stuff, and you need guidance. And is this good enough? And where I can't find a good video, or this worksheet's not working, or and we
weren't there for them, but we're there now, and we're just making sure. And Robin goes through things with an absolute fine tooth comb.
Yes,
and we make sure that it's 100% fabulously, perfectly ready for Coach in the Class type material.
Yeah, we want it as excellent material, not substandard.
So, Rob, why don't you show me how I could purchase some of this material on the webpage?
Sure. So I'm just going to switch screens quickly, if you bear with me.
Because unfortunately, we do vacillate between an American website and a South African website.
Yeah.
And we'd like it to be seamless, but it's not entirely seamless.
It's a little cumbersome at this stage, but, we're working through that. So if Facebook's a good place to start.
And you're searching for Coach in the Class Facebook page, which should come up. You would have just typed Coach in the Class.
Yeah.
And here we are on the Facebook page.
Oh, look, and there we are live.
Awesome. Let's move past those two faces. Here's some awesome stuff that has been happening already. Term 1 work.
Term 2 work.
Term 2 work that is underway. It's awesome.
Grade 6 history is up.
The Explorers, love that.
Sam's good to go.
Jed and Tammy are all back. Jed, awesome.
Lovely. And we've got grade 7 history this time.
Oh, yay, for grade 7. So let's go and pretend we want to buy this grade 7 history.
Cool. Let's head in here. So this is going to take us
from our Facebook page.
Yeah. Straight onto our Thinkific site. And
so Thinkific site is a Canadian site.
Yes, and that's our learner management system that hosts everything.
And so if you want to view what's available, you would go to this modules at coachintheclass.co.za.
Yeah, so there's if you wanted to go not from Facebook, you can go straight into this web
modules.
address.
So not Coach in the Class, you have to put modules beforehand.
Yeah.
And then I know when I've been on here previously where it says buy now, next door it said preview. And that's where I get the freebie lesson, but I've already looked at it, so I can't have the freebie lesson.
So we can go have a look at one of the other courses that you haven't bought yet.
Okay.
So if we click on all courses, all of them are there. We can open this, have a quick look, and you'll see.
Free preview. And we put an awesome lesson there for you. So let's go back. We put an awesome lesson there for you for free, everything, the whole lesson. So you get a feel of Coach in the Class work.
Yeah. If you go off to shop, that'll take you directly to our website where you can buy in South African rands,
which is great. But that's when you know what you want. So this is just to show you what's available.
Yes, and you can see everything that's available for term 2. You'll see the prices in dollars. You are not paying dollars.
It'll come in rands when you swap to our Coach in the Class website.
Don't forget, geography from term 1 is actually a term 2 theme. So if you haven't bought that
if you didn't use it last term, it's there.
Yeah, and I want to show you one more thing, Helen, that we've put on. Something very cool for term 2.
Exam term, hot learning. This was an awesome series. I think there are about 12 in the series.
14. No? Maybe you're right. Maybe I'll 12.
I can't remember.
12.
There are a
12,
lot.
right.
And it talks about auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, visual learners, and then gives you tools and tips and how to question, how to answer questions.
How to make notes.
It is the best thing for parents. I would recommend that to parents to buy and go through it with their children.
Okay, and then obviously my dashboard is all the
everything I've bought,
everything that you've bought. So let's go back.
Let's go and buy that history that I so desperately want.
Yes, so let's go and buy history. Let's click on there, and we're going to buy.
We're going to buy it.
Yeah, because we think it's amazing, obviously, because it is. And that then switches. You'll see it switches us to our
Coach in the Class South African webpage.
Got distracted there.
Yeah.
And it takes you directly to where you're going to buy a voucher. So you're going to purchase that in rands and then head back to Thinkific.
And then you put the voucher. So add the basket, and this is what we want. And we know that we just want to buy this, so let's view the basket.
That takes us to our cart, And there we go. There's what we're wanting to buy. And then just in case you think you might need that.
Okay, that advertising at the till. That's what you mean. All right, good.
Just in case. You never know.
So proceed to checkout.
Okay.
And now it's credit card time. Fill in all your details, which I've bought before, so they're all there. How awesome is that? I'm going to pay 300 Rand with an electronic transfer.
So if you're going to pay EFT, it generates an invoice for you that pops up with all our bank details on it. And then we get notification that you've placed an order. And as soon as your payment is received into our bank account, we will issue you with your voucher. Brilliant. So may take a day or two depending on your bank.
Yes.
And then if you want it immediately, you can go and choose Pay Fast, and that works like Pay Fast. Yeah, works all the time.
So let's go to that. We've got a voucher. All right.
Because actually, let's place our order, and then we're going to use our voucher afterwards. Because we created, obviously, we're not buying our own stuff. That would be silly.
So it's obviously thinking about this, and now it's saying, thank you for your order. We're redirecting you. And we don't want to go to Pay Fast. That's a bit of a slip. So let's just go to the voucher. Let's just roll up to that voucher.
And enter the voucher code.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. So that's a one-off voucher code that we're going to use.
Okay.
And place your order.
Now we're going to place the order. Eventually.
And this is what you'd be seeing. And in the background, it's flipping between websites, which you can't see, but that's the only way we could host our material.
Okay, so you receive your order, and you will see that in your order is this voucher, this PDF. So you need to open that.
And you've downloaded it, so you're going to open it from the download.
Okay, and now you can see here, there's instructions on what you need to do. And push the enroll button. So you're going to go to the enroll button. Okay.
And there's your course voucher number that you would have copied, and you're ready to paste it into.
Okay, so somehow it's already registered me.
Oh, all right.
Because we've already bought it previously.
Yes, okay.
But then it allows us to go onto the payment site. We can actually, it's just, not that. We can look at a different course that you haven't bought yet, and that will, no, it won't. Anyway.
So let's just go and look at the history that's available and see what it looks like once you've bought it.
Okay, so we put in our voucher. So it says, do you have a voucher code, etc., etc. So let's go to my dashboard, because we've bought it already, and let's head in there. We can start the course. And then it takes you in there, and you can see the very first thing that pops up is this overview.
Contents page. I've got 15 lessons because they're 15 hours for this term.
And this is downloadable, so you can keep a copy of it. I want to show you that preview lesson, though. If you just wanted to go and look at it, you'll see there's a teacher's guide. It's a video.
This lesson is about learning how to.
So it's a guided
for people who prefer auditory. You've got it, and it's always under 5 minutes.
Yeah. And then
a visual.
Yeah, so that's our lesson plan, our actual lesson plan, and that is also downloadable, printed, put it into your file.
Awesome for schools who require lesson plan. How awesome
everything
is
is summarized on here. Everything is referenced.
The movies are there for, although we download them here, they all are waiting for you.
Yeah.
And notice this movie is 8 minutes. It actually was a 45-minute movie, and it's been cut down, and it's BBC. It's real good quality, and I think it was 2020.
Okay, and we're going to also, all the videos are available to download onto your laptop. PC, and so that you can use them again and again. This particular set of videos has worksheets attached to them. Not everything has a worksheet, because sometimes it doesn't require a worksheet. And your kids you can print this out for your kids. You can see it's all being curated for you, and with that comes an assessment rubric.
So even the rubrics, and a really simple one of simply putting a 201, 201, adding it to give a mark out.
Exactly. And then
assessment.
If you've got children that are working from home, or you want them to work online, you can make a copy. Okay, and we make a copy, and you will see that it actually generates a worksheet that you can post out via Google Classrooms.
Oh, brilliant. All online, and you could create an online notebook instead of using a paper notebook.
Yes, and then you can
type in there
and then submit it.
And then submit it or whatever.
Yeah, you can submit it back via Google Classroom and have a digital copy of that thing. So that's generally the process of how that all works.
I think this is awesome, and the detail in which you've gone to in Coaching the Class is quite amazing.
Yeah, I think that's what takes the time as well, is making sure that everything works and that there are good sources and that it's
Beautifully spaced, nicely presentable.
Exactly, that it looks good.
Awesome. And of course, you would use this to supplement what you've got already, because we don't doubt that you've got amazing work. And so you would maybe just use 3 of these lessons, or in fact, the history I'd use a lot more. But if there were 8 lessons, maybe you just want to use 3 or 4 and use your own resources for the rest of the time.
Exactly.
And for 150 Rand for 8 lessons, that's really
well. Those are for our more junior lessons,
yes.
And then this history is a little bit more because it's
300. Wow,
for a lot more lessons.
A burger for you and your husband.
Yeah, and so that's it.
That's it for today.
That's our lesson for today. What are we doing next week?
Next week, we're going to look at Bubble Us, and cool mind mapping program.
You're drinking a lot of champagne on Sunday.
Yes, it's no drinking. It's just visual.
Lovely.
Cheers till next week.
See you next week. Have a great week. We hope you visit us on our sites. Go and preview.
Definitely take all those freebies.
Take it for a test drive. Awesome. Give us some feedback and we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers for now.